I know from reading the title, this sounds like a video that has no association with my content, but just humor me for a bit, will ya? This will all lead up to something related to the X2 Weapon Master run that'll be pretty fun to talk about. Anyway, it's been wild looking back at my channel recently, how far it's come along, how many shifts in content and focus it's endured ever since I began. It originated as a generic gameplay channel with no commentary, from Mega Man to Fire Emblem for a brief time, a massive amount of time devoted to challenge running the Tales series. Lord knows this channel's got history, most of which is unlisted for the sake of not confusing the algorithm on who my content's for. But I realized something during my little trip down memory lane, a consistent aspect that stuck to my stuff like superglue, the inclusion of edited in music. Nowadays it's more varied and I leave the original soundtrack of games intact for most projects. Well, in the case of 0ZX, I don't know how to disable the BGM there, and the people who do know have ignored my inquiries on how to in the past, so still, it got me thinking about why I had such a fascination with customized music in my videos. Granted, it's nothing new or unique. Plenty of creators in the challenge running space, regardless of the game, does this. But with how it's persisted over the years, even when I have to be careful now not to get my anus twisted inside out by people like Nintendo with the copyright system, it allowed me to reflect a bit and realize most of it was done subconsciously for intriguing reasons, if I can speak for myself. I'm not all that interested in how music works on a technical level. Trust me, I wouldn't be able to tell you what type of instrumentation is used in songs no matter how hard I tried. I just don't have an affinity for it on that level. But I am good at perceiving how music makes me, and others, feel when those notes flow smoothly into the ear canals. I eat shit like that up. Just having atmospheric music playing in a game that fits the mood is stuff I live and die by. It's why I blast music in my ears when I write my fiction, play music that fits my current mood in the background as I leisurely play something like Devil May Cry. And where my videos are concerned, I like to attribute certain music from other games that align with the energy of my gameplay, all in conjunction with matching the game's environment. I'm big on video game music just as much as I am with lo-fi hip-hop and old school hip-hop. If you haven't picked that up from me by now, well, now you know. Now, I can't bump some J Dilla or Ninth Wonder in my videos without getting copyright struck to hell, but I tend to reserve goats like that to my own leisurely listening anyway. Video game music fits the tone of my current content anyways. Actually, before I go on my last mini ramble before I finally get to the point of this video, listen to this. Don't read this part, just to, oh my god, why do I do that? Anyway, like I was saying, listen to this.
Ready.
The music playing here is from an underrated gem of a game called X-Men Mutant Apocalypse. It played during the final stage, which was on Magneto's Space Fortress, literally the name of the track. And with how X8 is literally a finale in space, on a freaking moon, it just gelled so well to me. And getting a bit more personal here, my older brother loved this track, so he was kinda on my mind at the time of writing the script for this video. I remember when he still lived with us, as in before he moved out. Relax, he's not dead. I used to hear him blasting this in his room while he worked out sometimes. Hell, I remember hearing him playing it on his phone while he was taking a dump on several occasions, but that's neither here nor there. Suffice to say, I can tell this music resonated with him. Granted, he's a huge Marvel and X-Men fan, but I digress. Even though my past is rocky with my brother, I still love the dude. Despite you having a 0% chance of seeing this, gonna make sure you don't. I'll always love and respect you, bro, no matter what. But anyway, what's all this have to do with the here and now? Well, it's a reaffirmation to me and you that this aspect of my content will stay in some form or fashion. Music is just so expressive, and it's nice to have as many factors to differentiate my videos from the crowd on this platform. While a tiny minority gets peeved and foam at the mouth when I remove the game's original music, I've learned the hard way to just ignore the 1% that annoys me with petty subjective things like this. Almost everyone loves the spice I put on certain projects when the music's altered, so I'm going to keep entertaining the overwhelming majority, as well as stay true to my own style of entertainment. Besides, if you want to hear the original music in the game, just play these damn games for yourself and enjoy, jeez. The X2 Weapon Master run will have custom music this time around. I only muted one stage's music in the X4 run, though that was for both callback reasons and the low-tier god parody, which I had a ton of fun making, by the way. But one thing that I realized is that I wanted to make this one extra special. I'd go beyond just muting the game and slapping appropriate music in its place. I'd also go out my way to support the certain creators in this space while doing so. I think everybody needs to know by now that Mega Man remixers are so underrated and don't get nearly as much attention as they deserve. Synthesizer, Princess Zelda 2020, my new soundtrack, Zero Janitor, just to name a few off the top of my head. That's why I've been asking these good folks lately if they'd be cool with me using some of their music in my videos going forward. I may not have a massive enough following to actually make a significant difference. After all, a good deal of them actually have a decent following for Mega Man community standards. But I still want to give these people props nonetheless when their music's used and send some love their way from people who've never even heard of them prior to watching my videos. The vast majority of music used in the upcoming Weapon Master run will have their music plugged that I feel will be fitting for the stages, and it's on the same wavelength of the gameplay, which, by the way, the run's going pretty nicely so far. 5 bosses are already down, but I might make another video next week with a progress report and what to expect of the run in terms of routing and any other relevant technicalities. Now, I know I won't be able to realistically get every single one of them into my videos, at least their music, but that's why I hope that going forward, I should be able to do this sort of thing frequently with my runs, at least the runs that I can mute. But for now, I'm going to shut up and get back to work on these projects. Thanks for watching and listening to me for all these years. Stay chill, y'all.